Hi, welcome to Tamara's Timeless Beauty, where we talk about all things pro-aging, gracefully aging, lots of skincare, quite a bit of makeup, and some health and wellness sprinkled in. If that sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you would subscribe and join our community here. We are having a lot of fun. I am super excited about today's video because it is a collaboration with my beautiful friend Claudia. Claudia has the channel Claudia Glows, and she truly does glow from the inside out and the outside in. She glows with health and wellness and zen, and she has absolutely gorgeous skin. You know, one of the things I love about her channel is it's not your typical beauty channel. She does a lot of skincare. She's a mature beauty. I think she's in her early 50s. She was a physician's assistant for many years in her earlier life. And as she likes to say, she traded in her stethoscope for dumbbells. And she's been a certified fitness instructor as well as a certified yoga instructor for the past 25 years. So I just love her holistic approach to health, which includes nutrition and stress management and exercise and yoga. She does a lot of really awesome cooking videos and some really wonderful, easy, quick, at-home either workouts or yoga practices, which I have found really helpful with the COVID lockdown since I cannot get to my yoga classes or my health club. Anyway, if you don't already know Claudia, you will have to check her out because she has a wonderful channel and I know you will love her. And when you do, make sure you say hello from Tamara. Anyway, our topic, our collaboration is in honor of May, and we're catching it at the very last day or two of May. And May is National Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So Claudia's part of the collaboration is going to be on body sunscreens, and my part of the collaboration is going to be on protective clothing. We've both done quite a few videos on sunscreens for the face, mostly from an anti-aging cosmetic type of perspective. But today's collaboration is all about the body. You know, our face and head is only a small part of our entire skin system. And remember, the skin is our largest organ system. So it is very important that we not only protect the face, you know, to prevent wrinkles and that type of thing, but we need to really protect our body because to minimize the risk of skin cancer. Skin cancer 101. Basal cell carcinoma is the most common skin cancer. There will be 3 million new cases diagnosed this year. That is a huge number. Luckily, it is not as scary of a skin cancer as some of the other skin cancers, but it is cancer and it can be very serious. It is easily treated with, usually with surgical removal, a procedure called the Mohs procedure. And the problem with basal cell carcinomas, usually on the face, the ears, the nose, they may appear small from the outside, but once the surgeon starts going in to remove it, sometimes they have to go pretty deep to get it all out. And it can leave significant scarring. It can even lead to some disfigurement. I have a cousin who has lived in California for the past 40 years. And in the last 10 years, she's had to have, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 different basal cell carcinomas removed from her face. And a couple of times they had to go pretty deeply, and she was very concerned that there would be some disfiguring scars. Thank goodness she had a great surgeon and she looks great. I know she sees the scars when she looks in the mirror, but you know, she looks great and I don't notice any scarring. But you know, 4 or 5 skin cancers in the last 10 years, that's significant. So she has to be really careful. Melanoma, you know, melanoma is the cancer that strikes fear in all of our hearts. It's very serious. Luckily, much less common than basal cell carcinoma, with about 135,000 new cases expected to be diagnosed this year. You know, I have a friend whose sister passed away from melanoma not long after diagnosis, and it was tragic. She was a young mother. It's a very serious and very scary disease. Luckily, with early diagnosis, the 5-year survival rate for melanoma is up to 99%, and we'll talk about early diagnosis in a minute. And then another type of skin cancer I wanted to mention, I had never heard about, and I'm a nurse, and I had never heard of this skin cancer until my cousin was diagnosed with it about 7 or 8 years ago. And it's a skin cancer called Merkel cell carcinoma. It's potentially even more serious than melanoma, believe it or not. Luckily, it is quite rare, with only 3,000 cases diagnosed each year. But rare as it is, my cousin was diagnosed with it 7 or 8 years ago. Actually, it's my cousin who had the basal cell carcinomas. It's her husband, and my cousin moved to California 40 years ago, and she married a California native, and they live near the beach, and he's a surfer, and he works outside 365 days a year. And he was diagnosed with Merkel cell carcinoma, and the prognosis was really terrifying. It did not look good. He had extensive surgeries, and he had extensive radiation, and miracle of miracles, he is a 5+ year survivor. So rare as it is, if it happens to you, it's not that rare. Our risk for each one of these cancers can be minimized by protecting ourselves from sun exposure. I think we all know that, right? As far as early detection, it is crucial that you get into the dermatologist once a year and have a head-to-toe skin check by a dermatologist every year. They will look in your scalp, they will look behind your ears, they will look between your toes. It is very thorough, and I am pretty religious with getting this done. And in the last 10 years, they've probably taken 4 or 5 different spots off, and biopsied them, none of which turned out to be any type of cancer. But every time they take a spot off, I am just grateful that I am going in each year and making sure that I, do my part for early detection. Okay, so that's skin cancer. Let's talk about minimizing our risk. And like I said, Claudia is going to be doing body sunscreens, which is a huge element of minimizing your risk of skin cancer. And I'm going to talk about sun protective clothing. So sun protective clothing is a new area that I really had not explored, other than, throwing on a long sleeve shirt or a hat. Anytime you cover your body with clothing, it is going to, reduce your sun exposure, but not as much as you would think. Sheer clothing offers very, very little sun protection. Even sort of my standby white long sleeve t-shirt that I would typically put on if I'm trying to protect my chest and back and arms from the sun offers very, very little actual sun protection, as we're going to find out when we talk about UPF. But, any clothing is better than no clothing, okay? So before we get into talking about sun protective clothing, as well as SPF versus UPF, let's talk about the ultraviolet rays. We have UVA rays. Think of UVA. A equals aging pigment. UVA is what gives your skin a tan color or hyperpigmentation. UVA also has the wrinkling effect. UVB, think B, burning, damage, cancer. Those are really the dangerous rays, okay? So SPF measures how long our skin can be in the sun before it burns. SPF really only measures our protection against UVB rays. It does not measure protection against UVA rays. Okay. Clothing has a rating of, it's called UPF, ultraviolet protective factor. UPF measures the percentage of UVA and UVB rays that the clothing blocks and prevents from touching your skin. So SPF is regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, so think of it like a medication, and it measures UVB protection. UPF is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission. It's clothing, it's a mechanical protection, and it measures the percentage of UVA and UVB rays that are being blocked from your skin. So I thought that was pretty interesting. In order to have the American Skin Cancer Society's seal of approval, clothing must have a UPF rating of at least 30. The ratings go from 0 to 50. This t-shirt, which is very sheer, would have a rating of like 3, which is nothing. Your basic white Hanes t-shirt has a rating of about 7 or 8. Very, very low. Most UPF sun protective clothing does have a rating of 50. And what a rating of 50 means is that 98% of the UVA and the UVB rays are being blocked from ever touching your skin. So a UPF rating of 50, only 2% of the UVA and the UVB rays are getting through to touch your skin. I thought that was really fascinating. Before I get into specific UPF clothing, I do want to talk about, any time that you can put clothing on your body to shield your skin from the sun is a good thing. And of course, sunscreen is always a good thing. And, avoiding the sun during the peak hours, 10 to 2. If you can find shade, get under an umbrella, or just stay indoors during those peak times, that's a good thing to do. I know someone's going to talk about vitamin D. Yes, we need a little bit of sunlight in order for our bodies to synthesize vitamin D. I would do 15 or 20 minutes in the morning before the sun is strong and burning. I would still protect my face personally, but that's a personal decision. If you can expose your arms and legs, living here in Minnesota 6 months out of the year, I just take a vitamin D supplement, period. I have to. It's added insurance, so I am not somebody who believes that you need to get an excessive amount of sun exposure due to vitamin D. Okay, that's off topic. Okay, so let's talk about specific sun protective clothing. Let's start with hats. Your typical baseball hat does not offer any protection on the side of your face, your neck. Baseball hats are not great, okay? I would not recommend a baseball hat for sun protection. What I would recommend is a nice wide-brimmed hat. Every year at Costco, they come out with a new solar hat. This is a solar hat, and it has a UPF of 50. And it has a very wide brim. It has a very wide brim, so it covers your face, the sides of your face, your neck. It's really cute. One of the things I absolutely love about these hats is that you can pack it up and throw it in a suitcase or a beach bag. I'm going to try it on for you. Get rid of that. Okay. I think this is a really cute hat. You can see how it completely protects my neck, the back of my neck, the sides of my face. So that was the hat from 3 years ago, which is no longer available. The hat from last year I can't find, but here's my new hat from this year. Again, it's a solar hat. It's a rating of 50, and I think it's super cute. Again, same thing. It can be rolled up and packed and put in a beach bag, which I think is really, really great. I think that's cute. Very stylish, right? I like it. Okay, I'm ready to go. So these have a UPF of 50, and I wear them all summer long. I wear them in the garden, I wear them kayaking, I wear them walking. I love them. I think they look cute, and they're one of the best things you can do to protect not only your face, but your neck and even your décolleté. Okay, then we have UPF bathing suits. With our body skin, the area of our body that ages the fastest is our décolleté, our chest. It just tends to get sunburned very easily, and it ages so quickly, it's unbelievable. So I have often tried to find a high-necked bathing suit. Very hard to find. So usually I'll just wrap a scarf around my neck. It wasn't until this year, researching this sun protective clothing, that I actually finally purchased what's called a rash guard. Rash guards are very popular in California with the surfers. They are high-necked, long-sleeved, offers complete SPF, and they're cute. I purchased two. I bought one from Target. This is from Target. It's got a high neck, which I really like. Long sleeves. I think it's cute. I will be wearing this summer. It will go with all of my bathing suit bottoms. And then I purchased one from Billabong, which I think is really cute. This, okay, the Target one is about $30. This is about twice the amount. I will say that you can tell the difference in the quality of the fabric. The Billabong fabric is just lighter weight. It just feels more expensive, but they both have UPF ratings of 50. I got both of them in a size medium. The Target medium fits me perfectly. The Billabong medium will need to be returned. It's a little bit too small. But I am planning to buy more rash guards. I think that is going to be a great thing for kayaking and swimming and just, you know, outdoor activities in the summer. You know, and then there's, you know, I didn't order any other clothing items, but there is a wide variety of UPF clothing that you can purchase. One of the clothing items I'm very interested in is I would really like a UPF button-up shirt that I can just throw on and, you know, for casual outings and that type of thing that will really protect my skin. So I remember years ago in Mexico, I go on an annual girls trip to Mexico every winter, and I had this really cute sort of gauzy white long-sleeved shirt that I would throw on if we were taking a walk or something, thinking, well, it'll protect my skin. Wrong. I find out now that that semi-sheer gauzy material offers almost no sun protection. So I am interested in purchasing a good white actual UPF 50 shirt. The other really important sun protection is sunglasses. The thing to look for when you are purchasing sunglasses is make sure it says 100% UV protection or UV 400. If it doesn't say 100% UV protection, you probably are not getting any protection. It is surprising the number of sort of fashion sunglasses out there that do not have any UV protection whatsoever. They're just tinted, not glass, they're just tinted lenses. The problem with tinted lenses, you're actually better off from a health perspective wearing no sunglasses than you are if you are wearing sunglasses without adequate UV protection. And here's why. Your eyes protect themselves from sunlight by having the pupils naturally constrict to limit the amount of light that gets into the eye. And if you are wearing sunglasses that are tinted without actual UV protection, your pupils are tricked into thinking they're protected. They don't constrict, and they're letting in all that UV light that the sunglasses are not actually protecting them from. Does that make sense? So always make sure your sunglasses are labeled 100% UV protection. If they're not, don't even wear them. It's useless. The degree of darkness of the tint doesn't matter. Polarization does not protect from UV rays. It simply helps reduce glare. The other thing with sunglasses, you want to look for nice big lens, nice big ones. These are prescription. They are Ray-Bans. I've had them for years. I actually need a new pair. Nice big lens. And also, if you can get wraparound or a wider side, really good just to keep the sun coming in from the side. Okay, so we have talked about hats, and we have talked about bathing suits, and we've talked a little bit about general clothing and sunglasses. You know, there's all types of UPF clothing that you can get. There are pants, there are gloves, driving gloves, you name it. Protecting your skin from the sun is multifactorial. Again, avoid the peak hours if possible. Use your sunscreen like Claudia is going to share in her video, and protect your skin with clothing. The higher the UPF, the better. Okay, I hope I covered everything. You know, I live in Minnesota, and it's winter 6 months out of the year. So I love summer. I love spring. I love gardening. I live near a lake. I love swimming. I love kayaking. And so I have to be very careful to make sure that I am protecting my skin from the sun, not only to prevent wrinkles, but to protect the health of my skin as well. Okay, so that covers it for sun protection. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable, and enjoy your summer. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I really hope to see you in my next video. I do post every Sunday. Okay, thanks, bye. So basic, okay. So I just think it's interesting that, okay. Skin Cancer 101. Basils and the interest, but there is the interesting thing is SPF only, okay, no.